I recently came across the new level of awareness that my life and the quality of my life is determined solely by my value system. What I think people have a problem with in this day and age is not achieving their goals, it's in setting them. You're setting the wrong goals. Clearly, we talk candidly about the 7 mistaken goals that people go through every single day, which affect the 7 energy centers of your human body. The issue that I'm seeing now is that even after someone clears out these chakras, clears out these glands, these organs, clears out the emotional, I'll call it emotional baggage that blocks and distorts the signal system in your nervous system. They get out of survival mode. Then they just stand there. They don't have anywhere to go. They don't have anywhere to know where the next step is. They don't have anywhere to know any kind of guide. They're just looking around for someone to point them in the right direction. When in all honesty, they have to do it. You have to point yourself in the right direction. No one can tell you where to go. Now, the thing about that is, someone can tell you where to go, but it won't be in alignment with your heart. And what that's going to do is drive you to a state of resentment for your entire life, because you're living a life secondary, attempting to be like somebody else when you weren't primarily trying to be yourself. Here's where it becomes a problem. So today, we're real quickly going to talk about why your values determine your quality of life. And your values are everything, okay? I'm going to start off with this one comment. The first one is, when you value yourself, when you value you, so does the world. Let me explain why this concept is so powerful and why this concept is not only empowering to a person, it also shows you just how not only quantum physics, but you can look at the mirror neuron perspective, the mirror principle that you're living in a simulation anyway. What happens with this simple comment that states the golden rule perspective. The golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Meaning, treat other people as you want them to treat you. But this is the issue. I'm talking about you treating you how you want them to treat you. What I'm saying is, you cannot want someone to respect you without first wanting to respect you. Meaning, if you don't show yourself any self-respect, no one on the outside will show you any respect, because this is just how the mirror perspective works. If you can't talk to yourself with not even kindness, it's not about always being positive all the time. It's just about being honest. If you can't look at yourself and say with 100% accuracy, efficiency, honesty, that you're being clear, you have clarity from yourself to yourself. If you can't say that, when you go outside to talk to someone, you're never going to know based on correspondence if that person's being real with you or not, because you're not real with you. What I'm saying is, if you can look at yourself as the barometer, as the measurement, okay, and how you treat yourself is going to determine how everyone in the world responds to you, you will shift how you treat yourself. If you don't want to be here, then you just don't want to be here. If you want to be successful, then you're going to be successful. If you don't want to be successful, you won't. You must make the decision to cut yourself off from not having that level of success. You must be loving to yourself to say, before my husband or my wife or my girlfriend or my boyfriend or whomever, they don't love me enough. They're not treating me with, they're not giving me what I need. No, they're giving you exactly what the hell you need. You're not giving you what you need. So if you don't give yourself what you need, what you mad at them for? They're just doing things in response to you. There's a prayer. There's a prayer that states, ask without hidden motive and be surrounded by your answer. Be enveloped by what you desire. Let your gladness be full. That's the Gospel of Thomas. That was the banned portion of the Bible that they brought back in 1945, I believe. They were going through these texts that were basically omitted from the Bible, and all of a sudden they've brought them back so that you can go back to go look them up, go read, what the interpretations were actually stating. That means that prayers are essentially your feelings. So how do you tell yourself how to feel? You just do. You make a decision to feel a certain type of way. And it happens like that. You see, so if you don't value you, if you think of yourself as worthless, as helpless, a victim of circumstance, I don't see why anyone on the outside would come to you and think that that's an alignment or resonance. It's not. I want you to look at yourselves and uplift yourselves. I want you to look at yourself and say, when I walk outside, how do I really think about myself? Because this is the ultimate level of the 7 mistaken goals. You have to get all the way through from seeking attention, power struggle, revenge, learned helplessness, proven superiority. You have community versus competition. And then you also have the last one, which is no courage to be disliked. It goes all the way up. Ultimately, you have to figure out the courage to be disliked. Why? If you don't figure out the courage to be disliked by the outside, you're living based on what's called, this is the term, you're living based on extrinsic value. What is extrinsic value? Extrinsic value is values that people from the outside have placed upon you and given you. And those values, let me write it this way, because it looks like Val right here. So extrinsic value, there. Those are values that are placed on you from the outside. Maybe placed on you by your parents, maybe placed on you by society, maybe by your job, your management, whatever it is. But they're not placed or created by you. You create what's called intrinsic value. Intrinsic value. And today I'm actually going through some chapters, came from this beautiful book. It's called Essentials of Emotional Intelligence by Dr. John DeMartini. He's one of the best. He's one of the greatest, I think, in how to raise your emotional intelligence. Because people walk around, I see, and they don't really have a very good grasp on their emotions at this moment in time. So, again, based upon that statement that I just made, when you value you, so does the world. Let's go forward and talk about actual emotional intelligence. What is it? What is it? Emotional intelligence is the ability to have governance over your emotional reactions and have self-awareness and self-reflection about your perceptions, which are also your beliefs. This is the issue. You go to somebody and say, I think the sky is green. They say, I think the sky is blue. All of a sudden, y'all pulling the gun out at each other. Sky is green, the sky is blue. No one can go back within themselves and be open to even a conversation because of the simple fact that they're in a reactionary mode. Just because someone is not in alignment with what they value, with their values. You see this? So if you don't have a high level of emotional intelligence, you're going to fight. Look at the drunk men and women at the bar. Look at the reality TV shows, all these idiot celebrities that you see walking around here blowing up because they have no conscious awareness as to how incoherent they really are. Now, I need you all to combine this emotional intelligence with your orgasmic power. Your orgasmic power is, I'll just simplify it right now, the state of coherence. It's a state of coherence between your breath, your fascia, your physiology, your hormones, your perceptions, your organs, etc. State of coherence. I need a state of coherence to raise this emotional intelligence. And here's the other issue, is that this is what people are not doing. They are not taking ownership of every area of their life. So, next statement, Any area of life that you don't empower becomes an area other people empower. Your finances, you go get a job so somebody else can empower you to do that. How about relationship? You have someone that guides you. Everything that you do, they tell you what to do. And then you resent that too. It's almost like having a parent instead of having a partner. Okay? How about your fitness, which is even worse, because this is a level of self-care and self-love that someone should always have with themselves, to know that they can move themselves and do things for themselves to make themselves feel good and look good. You don't have control over that. Someone else will control that for you. Every time that you got to get up and go somewhere, someone must tell you to do this. They must motivate you from the outside to do this, because you did not have this thing listed on your hierarchy of values. What's a hierarchy of value? It's basically saying what you think of is very important to you or less important to you. People have it completely backwards, I believe. In this day and age, they have the mistaken goals. Seeking attention is on people's pedestal at this moment in time. Proving superiority, power struggle, having control over other people. Why are these things even in a state of values? I don't know. But people are putting them just because that's what they're seeing. And now I'm telling you how it's distorting the chemical compositions inside somebody's body. And so now this is what you need to understand. When you love doing something that you love to do, there's no inertia in it. If you love fitness, maybe you love being a personal trainer. If you love cooking, maybe you love being a personal chef. If you love cleaning, maybe you love being a maid, a person that can clean or serve. Maybe you love nursing. Maybe you love being a doctor. Whatever you love doing, you have no inertia to it. Now, many people don't do what they love to do. They do what they think they have to do in order to get something, in order to succeed or be successful or appear successful. And this is where you get the first level of resentment. Now, I'm not telling you to go through life and find some ways to be comfortable the entire time. I'm not. I'm here at the library, loving it. I love coming to the library. I love the quietness. I love the energy here. And it's bright and sunny outside right now. But on my way here, I ride my bike here. It was not bright and sunny. It was pretty much coming down in sheets of rain. I didn't stop only because I wanted to get here. This was my goal, to get here. And it's rain. When I was a child, I used to play basketball outside, go ride my bike in the rain. So it was fun to me. But some people will say, that's disgusting. I'm going to be all wet. Who cares? So once I start to look at things and say, nothing can stop me from doing what I really want to do, because I always have the hierarchy of values for me is learning, is teaching, working out, investing, things that I'm doing to maximize my quality of life. Those are things that I have my hierarchy of values. If someone is telling me to do something that I don't want to do, telling me to go to, say, work at a fast food restaurant. First of all, I don't eat fast food. So that's already could be a no. Second of all, I value my time. I'd rather do something that I feel is more valuable. So I'd rather put in more time to get a better outcome than to do that. I'm never going to decommit from my dreams in order to pay a bill. I don't believe that that's something that anyone needs to do. I think people need to understand that they should commit to their dreams and their bills will be taken care of. But many people don't think like that. They think I have to decommit from what I love, from my hierarchy of value, from the thing that I see that I deem as most fun and lovable in my life, because I have to go in, keep the lights on. Listen, that's not how it works. Provision is provided for you by this universe, by God, the light within you. It's provided because of the energy that you're giving out. Like I told you, when you value you, so does the world. If you're going to be able to be told, like a soldier, go up in the corner, go over here, go do this, go do that, like a slave, that's a slave mind. That's a herd mind person. That's a person that's focused on conformity because they're trying to be liked. That's why the 7 mistaken goals show up in someone's life. Ultimately, you don't have freedom. You never do, because you are sitting there thinking, how do I get everyone from the outside to love me, instead of thinking of how you're supposed to get yourself to love yourself. The next statement, authenticity, emerges when there is congruence between your goals and intentions and your highest values. That basically means that alignment, congruence, think of congruence as alignment. Think of congruence as it's in an equal level playing field. They all match up. They all align together. Your goals align with your intentions and then your highest values. If you don't have alignment between that, you have no authenticity. You're not doing what you love to do. You're not saying what you love to say. You're in the wrong vocation. You're in the wrong relationship. You're doing it because you thought it fit. The universe is attempting to balance you out and get you out of there and pull you and extract you from that thing to guide you towards what you need to be, where you need to be, how you need to be. And all you have to do is surrender to it and listen. But the issue is that people are so afraid of being authentic. And like I told you, that's the seventh mistaken goal. Seventh mistaken goal, which is at the crown chakra. Seventh mistaken goal, which is no courage to be disliked. That's the goal. The goal is you're expressing no courage. You have a goal to not be courageous enough. You have a goal to be afraid of judgment. You have a goal, literally, to stay small and disempower yourself and hide in the corner because you would rather be accepted than someone look down upon you for what you believe in. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense. That's why you're never going to be authentic. Because all those mistaken goals that go from the root chakra to the crown chakra have got to get the energy flow to go all the way up through the head, back out, meaning the broadcasting station inside your head, and you will receive back to you other beings who have courage to be disliked. Right now, the majority of the world, 95% I'll say, which is based upon conscious mind, subconscious mind, 95% is sleepwalking through life. And they're so afraid of being themselves, they attract other beings that are the exact same, think the exact same way. Now, no two people have exactly the same set of values. They can, although, be similar. They can be similar. And here's where you made the mistake. The mistake, if you have a problem, say your relationship. Say you have a problem in a relationship right now. The relationship's not going the way you want. Okay? What does that mean? What that means is literally you are in a place with a person who has a hierarchy of values that do not directly or even closely mirror or align with your own. It's just like being a plant-based, vegan person. You're plant-based, that's all you eat. You don't eat any meat, you don't eat any dairy products. But your partner is a carnivore diet. They love the carnivore diet. They over there eating steak. So you go out to go eat with them. Say you go on a date for dinner. They got 2 ribeye steaks and some butter and some, steak and potatoes or something like that. All types of dairy products, just awful food. In my opinion, it's awful food. People say whatever the fuck they want. I don't care. In my opinion, it's trash. So they're eating that while you over here with a kale salad and some plant-based dressing, drinking some water. They got a glass of wine or, a glass of some sort of alcohol. You don't drink alcohol. Already, you're at a table. Across from you is sitting somebody who has a complete different set of values based upon nourishment and what they value with terms of their health. How do you think you are going to be able to manage a relationship with a person who has a completely different set of how they see the world based upon their own perceptions? They go to the gym, say they on steroids, say they take protein, creatine, anabolic steroids. They want to be huge, ripped up, jacked up, all this type of stuff. You go to the gym consistently, but again, you're plant-based. You take plant-based protein, you drink some water, you do cardio, you do yoga. They don't have any interest in anything that you do or love to do. What are you doing? Like attracts like. And most of that is based upon what's called your reference set and your preference set. Your reference set is what you can refer back to. Say maybe where you're from, your culture, where you were born. Your preference set is what you prefer to have in your lifetime, what you prefer to have based upon your life experience, what you are preferring based upon life experience. What I'm going to show to you, okay, is how to get to your highest value. And I think this is probably the work that most people need to do. They haven't considered doing it because maybe it wasn't important, or maybe it wasn't brought up to you. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a format on how to do this. Okay, so let me erase this. There's a series of questions that Dr. Demartini had put inside his book, and he does this called, it's a seminar he has called the Breakthrough Experience. I haven't personally attended, but I've read his books and I've studied several of his teachings, and all that he does makes complete perfect sense. He basically makes you your own therapist for yourself, which is phenomenal. He has a series of 13 questions that he tells you to ask yourself, and he wants you to ask yourself based upon these questions to determine your own value. Okay? So, the first question I'm going to get to you guys is, how do you feel your intimate or personal space? How do you feel your intimate or personal space? Now, what he says is that you're going to answer your first, your second, and your third. So each question has 3 answers. All right? Which basically means, how do you feel your personal space? The first, how you feel your personal space second most, how do you feel your personal space third most? That's going to be your first question. And let me explain that. Think about your personal space. If your personal space is like your office or like your living room or whatever, do you have like books? Do you have like trophies, certificates, paintings, art? Just think about your personal space, okay? First 3 things. How about, second question, and this is going to be also another one. How do you spend your time the most? How do you spend your time the most? Again, fill in the top 3. First thing you spend your time the most, second most, third most. All right? How about the third one, which is really good too? What energizes you the most? This is a really good question. Energizes you the most. And this is like reading books or, cooking, working out, those 2 things. And what it really means is, what do you most easily and consistently find the energy for? That's what that really means. Like, you don't have to get pushed to do it. That's why it's so important. Fourth question, how do you spend your money the most? How do you spend your money the most? How do you spend your money the most? It's powerful to know, because you know what? If money is energy connected to you, do you spend your energy on your house? Spend your energy on your car? Do you spend your energy on your appearance, on your clothes? What do you spend your energy on the most? Number 5, we'll talk about where are you organized? Where are you organized and ordered the most? Okay. And I'm going to go with 6, and then I'll do a second video on the next 7 after that, because I think we're going to stop here and I'm going to explain these questions first. 6 is, where are you most disciplined? Reliable, and focused. All right, now let me go through and explain to you. All right, so discipline. Where are you most disciplined, reliable, and focused? Is it like your studies? Is it, is in your business, in your workout routine, social media interaction, in your appearance? Where is it? Everyone has something that they're disciplined to. Okay? Think about question number 5. Where are you organized and ordered the most? That is something where I want you to look at things like your social calendar, your things to-do list. Do you have like an organized workout plan? I know I do. I can't go to the gym without one. Do you have an organized eating or dietary plan? I also have a meal preparation schedule for myself and my dog. Do you have organized clothes and shoes like in your closet? Or do you go home and everything is just thrown all over the floor? You got to look at yourself and be honest. This is really just for you to be honest about your own brain, what you have on the hierarchy of values based upon yourself. You'll see that in response to it, that's going to be also what you attract into your lifetime. Number 4, how do you spend your money the most? Do you spend your money mostly on your home, on your security? Do you spend it on your business development, buying assets, maybe buying land or property or real estate, or buying things for your businesses that can get you, more profit? Do you spend it on, again, specialized education, training, coaching? Do you spend it on even activities or events or entertainment? How about question number 3? What energizes you the most? What do you most easily and consistently find or have energy for? This is a big issue in relationships. I may have energy to go work out. My partner may not have any energy to go work out. But I enjoy working out my partnership. So what am I going to do? Start to look at yourself and you're like, oh man, I'm starting to see that, again, my hierarchy of values, this is just the first 6. We're going to get to the next 7 in the next video. What I want you guys to do is look at these questions, because we're going to determine the quality of your life as to why it is like this right now. And also, all these intrinsic values that came from your inner light are extrinsic values that came from the outer world. We want to know, because if you don't ever figure out why you're doing what you're doing, you're just going to be a zombie and do things that aren't even in alignment with your highest self. We need you to be in alignment with your higher self, because if you never get to that point, you're never going to be authentic. So we're going to stop here at these 6. Take these 6 down. First question, how do you, I'm talking about your personal space. First question is, how do you feel? So I'll put, how do you feel your intimate or personal space? And that is probably one of the most powerful ones. Animals, if you have kids, pictures of your children. But how do you feel your intimate or personal space? Second question, how do you spend your time the most? Third question, what energizes you the most? What energizes you the most? And that is a really big determining factor, literally, because what energizes you the most, and also what do you most easily and consistently find or have energy for? Second part of the question. How do you spend your money? How do you spend your money the most? How do you spend your money the most? Number 5, where are you organized and ordered the most? Number 6, where are you most disciplined, reliable, and focused? And look across at your partner, if you have one, and ask yourself the same question. Ask yourself the same question for them, and then you will see. And maybe it'll kind of help you to build a bridge as to why your life is that way. And mind you, it's not wrong for people to have their own hierarchy of values. It's wrong for you to project yours onto somebody else and be mad at them because they aren't fulfilling your hierarchy of values. It's wrong for you to project that onto them, because they cannot be you. They can only be themselves. Okay? I hope this video helped you guys to start to open up your awareness as to what's going on around you and how you are the one that actually built it and shaped it. You know, once you like, share, subscribe, share it with somebody, you know, who needs to start to raise their emotional intelligence to see that they're reactionary because of what they didn't do, the work that they didn't do. And this is the work I'm going to help you guys to get accustomed to and be able to do for yourself. Detoxifying yourself, go through a cycle of transformation, build yourselves back up, get over your old perceptions, be a person that's neutral so that you can see both sides of everything and integrate both sides of your brain all the time, at every moment, time, point, and space. Nothing will be too challenging for you. You have the capacity to do whatever you desire to. All right. Well, until next time. Love y'all. Peace.